I don't understand.
You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner, Dottie. A rebel.
Hey everybody, this is Tyler with the Ride Rebellion Flowcast, and I know it's been a minute. I've been super busy, but I am one of the beta testers for the Floatwheel Atom, it's called, and it is pretty much Tony's answer to the Pint X platform. So, being one of the beta testers, my board did arrive like 4 or 5 days ago, and I've been really busy, but I wanted to put together a quick little video of just some initial impressions and first thoughts, and we'll probably go for a little ride, test it out a little bit. So bear with me because I'm not scripting this at all. I'm just kind of like out here thinking and throwing what I can think of at you. So we will start with some of the things that I've changed. There are a lot of people out there that are better with like the computer engineering, whatever, smart side of things. Like Dotto, like he's going to be much better than I am for like straining for temps, stuff like that. So I'm kind of leaving that to those people. My first thing that I started doing was seeing to make sure what Pint X things are compatible with the Atom, because Tony did advertise that the Pint X goodies would be good with the Atom. So let's check out some things that I personally changed right away. I couldn't wait, sorry. Well, there she is. As you can see, my Atom does not look like most of the other Atoms that you're seeing online. We're just doing a quick little camera scope of it. And let me flip it around. Whistle, whistle. So, and then I'll put it up against, this is a standard, I mean, it's a VESC, but my 134 volt. Put them side by side just so we can kind of see the sizes together. So 134 volt VESC platform and the Tony Atom Floatwheel board. So yeah, let's see what I changed around. So the very first thing I did was I took this tire off. This is the one that came with the Atom baby doll, that's what I call it, but whatever, I'll deal with it. So it's a Dunlop. This thing is tiny. Like, it is a super small tire. Let's see, 10 by 4.5 by 5. So the first thing that I did, was I was waiting to see if I could fit the 5-inch MTE, or yeah, the 555 MTE from the Float Life. And with a little bit of work, I was able to make it work. You can see side by side. Let me just rest that there. It's a massive size difference. So this is like a BTG Atom. So you can see the sidewalls are pulled up a lot more than they would be on like an XR. Quick few things. Up front, I did have clearance. Back, I mostly had clearance. I don't know if you can really see in there, I did have to shave this gland here just a little bit, just so we'd have some clearance. So, because this was very, very slightly brushing up against the tire. We got room down there, room up there. So that was the main spot of concern. And where'd I put things? These. So these were the partial fenders that came with the Atom. And I tried my damnedest to file them down. I mean, they're a disaster right now. I couldn't get it to work. I mean, they wouldn't brush hard, but like, that's after me filing it down. You can hear it brushing. I do have some on the way. 2 people are sending me some, and I don't want to talk too much into them until I really test them out to make sure they work, but they are definitely promising. I will say that the 555 MTE from TFL, this thing is amazing on this board. I did not ride a single step on that tire. I didn't want to. I couldn't do it. So I put that on. Changing the tire was super easy, no harder than any other tire. So yeah, let's get to the next part. So the stock Atom rails, these are them right here. I had no problem with them. They were good, but they're straight rails, and I'm not really a straight rail type of person. So I had already pre-ordered, or not pre-ordered, but had them ready, the the WTF rails for the Pint from TFL. I tried my best to put miles on this. I probably put, I don't know, like 5 to 10 miles on the stock rails before I couldn't refrain anymore or restrain myself anymore and put the WTFs on there. So there's that. They're actually pretty good. There was no big complaints. I did have fun riding around on them, but I just love WTFs. So I really wanted to test those out. And once I put them on, I wasn't taking them back off. And another thing that I changed right away was I put on bang bumpers. They went on super smooth, no issues there. I felt safer on these. I didn't want to be beating on the board, the battery box, stuff like that. So yeah, bangs fit. No issue with those whatsoever. And it is nice to have that little handle right here from TFL. So yeah, much better than the stock ones, in my opinion. I'll show you the stock ones because I have them right here. So this is the back one. Just not much, it's just like a Pint X back rail, or not rail, sorry, bumper. So, and then this is the front one. Am I saying that right, or am I flipping it around? I don't know. I don't really. This is the front one, yes. So this one does have a little finger hold right here, so you can carry your board. It's not very much, but hey, it's better than nothing, I guess. But the bangs do have the built-in hand, placement. Yeah. And the last thing that I changed was the rear foot pad. So the front and the back of the Atom are the exact same. It's just this one has the sensor in it. It does have a pretty oversized lip on it. These edges can feel a little bit sharp for sure. After my first 15-mile ride, my feet were hurting, my legs were hurting, and I think it was because these suckers are so hard. So I put on the Pint X Cush High. I also have the Cush Low, but I'm trying the highs right now. One thing I noticed too is because these things are so drastically angled up, when I initially had the straight rails on, it kind of felt like I was on WTF rails to an extent, just because they were so thick right here that my feet were resting at kind of that WTF angle. But yeah, I mean, WTFs are always going to be better than angled foot pads. So yeah. Another thing that I want to touch on the stock tire, this is not the tire. Tony confirmed that this is not the tire that's going to be shipping with boards. So that is good news, because this thing, some people said that it's okay, but nobody, I don't think, loves this tire by any means. Let me fix this a little. This thing is super hard, very hard. When I got it and I was trying to change my tire, I took my valve stem off, and I thought my valve stem was screwed up and stuck in there because no air came out. Turns out there was no air in the tire, but when I pushed on it, it felt so hard that it felt like there was air in there. This is a very, very, very firm tire. Not something that I can play with. So yeah, Tony did confirm that there's gonna be a different tire that's shipping with the Atom release. So good news there. So another thing that I wanted to quickly touch on is the weight of the board. I believe that out of the, when you unbox it, get it all put together, it should be, I think, 22 pounds. The original Pint, the OG Pint, I believe was 23 pounds, and the Pint X was 26 or 27. I want to say 27. So 22 pounds, already the lightest board that we've ever really dealt with. And after I did my changes where I put the 555 Enduro tire on it, the bangs and the rear foot pad and the WTF rails, the grand total of what I've added onto it weight-wise, it's 23.4 pounds is the grand total for this board. So this thing is very light still, I barely added any weight. A very fun board, easy to throw in your car if you're, going somewhere quick, or, if you're running across town, it's great. So let's go for a little ride. Nothing crazy. I have to be really quick with this. I know this video feels kind of rushed, but I know people have been wanting me to put something out about it. So we'll go for a quick little ride and check it out. She's ready to go. All right. I'm on a very full battery right now, so you do have to be careful. I know that the software is being worked on, but yeah, it's not, you have to be careful. We're going 20 miles an hour right now, and I'm at like 70 duty cycle. And one thing I've been being very like cautious on right now, I don't have any like partial fenders, so I get nervous about my feet shifting around and hitting a tire on, say, a curb nudge or what else, like a curb nudge or bonk, stuff like that. I'm definitely being, I don't want to throw my foot into the tire, but yeah, we'll play around a little bit. As soon as those arrive, I'll be testing those out. Like right there, that was a little sketchy hitting that. Not because of the board, but because I don't have foot protection from the tire. But yeah, this thing is just fun. Fun fact, I can show you where I first learned how to bonk. I hope I'm recording. Am I recording? I'm recording. Okay. Or I should say curb nudge, not bonk. I first learned right over here. This curb. This is where it all started for my curb nudges. Just a very standard height. But yeah. Ooh, imagine hitting this. This, you don't want to hit this. Look how deep that is. Ooh, bad time. Bad time. Alright, I'm gonna bring it somewhere else and we'll scoot around a little bit more. Do a little front end action. I have a lot of air in the tire to do any trail. I mean, fuck it. I'm not gonna go hard in the trail. I don't have a helmet on. My air is at like 14 psi. I don't want to eat it. Woo! I'm already. I gotta lower some air in this tire. She wants to just go. Cruising along at a good speed for sure right now. I'm slowing down. A lot of this is loose sand, and I don't want to eat it. But it's so much fun just to be able to like scoot around. You don't have to throw your weight around at all. This is very loose. Hold on. Hold your horses. This is just like a little four-wheeler road by my house. But you can do the most like subtle little shifts of your weight to get around, so it's playful, it's a lot of fun. I'm probably going 17 right now, maybe 18. Yeah, about 17 I'd say. God, this is just so much fun. I've taken pictures of my board on this little thing before. Slab of cement. Something's dead out here and I can smell it. Alright, we're gonna scoot. I'll bring you with this part. People tend to like trails and off-road. My foot placement is not perfect. I don't like that. Yeah, this thing is no slouch. I'm not trying to carve very much on this because gravel can be your friend or your enemy, and I'd rather keep it as a friend. I already have a little bit of a headache, so I really don't want to hit the ground. Come on, foot placement, get right. Woo. Okay, let's go to a different part. Right now I'm going 19 with, it's bouncing kind of between like 59 and 64%. 59, yeah, I'm steady 19 miles per hour right now. Fastest I've gone was 22. Not been I got haptic or like tilt back at 22, but I was also pushing it pretty hard. It definitely gets a little tricky coming from my 134 volt that I can like push. I mean, I can be at 30 miles per hour with like at like 60 duty cycle on that board, so I don't have to think about shit on that board. When you start getting around, you know, you're getting into the 20s, early 20s on the Atom, you definitely want to be paying attention. You don't want to be overly accelerating. Even leading up to that, you know, 18, 19, you don't have to baby it, you just have to be mindful. You're not on a 134 volt board at that point. Alright, so let's go on this trail. I'll start this again in a sec. Yeah, I've been on the Floatwheel Atom, I keep wanting to say ADV. I've been on the Atom Baby Doll for, I think, like 65, 66, 67 miles. And I've not had any hiccups, no, like, weird anything. It's just been riding like a great board. I also had great experiences with my ADVs that I've had. Besides them being too heavy, and this at 23.4 pounds, you don't need to worry about weight on this board at all. Listen to that beautiful hum. I always love the hum. Stay on trail. Temps, I've only really been doing street, and I've not been anywhere near any temperature concerns. I'm sure, you know, I know Dotto is testing like his Torture Hill, you know, whatever he calls it. I know he's testing some temps on there, so there'll be good information. I never put on that weird like tube thing, like that air cup. I don't know what the hell it's called. I think Dotto said that it actually did help a decent amount, but I haven't needed it, and I think it looks goofy, so if I can avoid putting that on, I'm avoiding putting that on. There we go. That part's a little weird. Alright, we'll tune back in a minute. There was something else I was about to say. Let me think of it. Also, like having the 555 XR MTE tire on it, you get a lot of clearance on this. Like, clearance is really not an issue. Like, look at that. You go back, you got a big open mouth to eat shit up, if that's what you choose to do with it. I did have a little bit of an issue when I was assembling, lining up my hub bolts. I believe Tony has figured this out, and I don't think it'll be an issue for consumer boards. But yeah, basically the axle block, whatever, my bolts were not lining up perfectly straight. It was causing a little bit of stress for me. I did end up getting it, and I'm happy, but that should be addressed, like I said, before the consumer ones are sent out. I would assume. No, I don't want to talk for Tony, but it's a safe assumption. As far as range goes, I haven't done a full range test. I weigh about 160, 165 pounds, and I brought the battery down to about 30%, and I was at 15 miles right there. But yeah, it depends on your weight, obviously. I think he advertised, what do you advertise, 20 or 25? I don't really remember. We're gonna stop here. I don't remember exactly what he advertised, but I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. That was also with very low PSI on this bigger tire as well. So take that for what it's worth. Yeah, 15 miles with 30% at 160 at like probably 11 PSI on the 555 Enduro. But yeah, overall, man, I am loving this thing. It's a lot of fun. Those bolts are meant to be that way. Like, I put those on there. I knew that they weren't going to fit perfectly, but I kind of have this thing going like kind of a Frankenstein board, just because there's like random, stuff there, different rails, different foot pad, bangs, weird bolts. So it's kind of like the Frankenstein neck bolts, if you will. But yeah, it does its little Night Rider light thing when you're not on it. But yeah, I want to make a quick little video. I'm sorry that I'm not going super in depth. Like I said, I haven't scripted anything. I've just been kind of winging it as I went. But be excited for it. Like, if you like the Pint X platform, or just Pint platform in general, you're gonna love this board. It definitely has more power. That 5-inch hub is great. I'll never go back to a 6-inch hub. I just can't do it. I want to try some other tires, but I don't know. This one definitely feels really good for me. I will update and let people know how the partial fenders that I have coming from 2 different people work. I'm optimistic for those, but then at least then I can bonk and go off curbs more confidently, because I don't want to hit my foot on the tire. So yeah, there she is. That is the Atom baby doll. I call it a baby doll, so whatever. The baby core motor, right away, me and my buddy Brian, we kind of refer to it as the baby doll, because it's a baby core motor. But great job, Tony. I'm excited to see what comes next. See other people's testings, and yeah. All right, I'm gonna hop off here. You guys have a good rest of your day. Take care.